All right, folks, it's a beautiful day at the old ballpark. So put your mustard on that dog, grab that bag of peanuts, sip that cold one, and let's meet our Tiger of the Day.
Today's Tiger video is Kimera Bartee. He is represented by a 1997 Upper Deck base card with a on-card auto slab by stats grading. If I say 1990s Detroit Tigers, you probably think of the big names first. But today we're talking about a different kind of Tiger, one who made his living with speed, defense, and pure grind. Kimera Bartee. And his Detroit story has a twist you don't hear every day. This is a deep dive into Kimera Bartee's time with the Detroit Tigers, how he got there, what he brought to the field, and why his impact goes beyond the stat line, especially after he returned to Detroit as a coach. Kimera Bartee was an outfielder, athletic, fast, and built for the parts of baseball that don't always show up in highlights. His game was about range in the outfield, smart base running, and being ready when his name got called. And that's important, because Bartee's career wasn't about being the guy. It was about being the guy who helps a team win on a Tuesday night in May, by taking the right angle in center field, stealing a base, or moving a runner over. Bartee made his major league debut with the Detroit Tigers in 1996, stepping into a team that was trying to find its identity in the post-division realignment era. Detroit used him in a role a lot of young players know well, sometime in the majors, sometime in AAA, and a constant challenge to prove you belong. But when he did get opportunities, Bartee did what he always did. He brought speed and aggression. Here's the most Kimera Bartee stat from his early Tigers run. In 1996, he led the Tigers in stolen bases with 20. That's not just trivia, that's a style of baseball. That's a player whose job is to create chaos. One walk can turn into a runner in scoring position with one good jump, and another stat from that same season tells you how Detroit used him. He also led the team in sacrifice hits. In other words, Kimera, we need one out to help the lineup. Get it done. And he did. Now let's get to the part that really stands out. At some point in his Tigers development, Detroit converted Bartee into a switch hitter. That's a huge ask. Most guys who become switch hitters do it early, way before the majors. But Bartee took on the challenge anyway because he understood the reality of the league. If you're not a guaranteed everyday bat, you survive by adding tools. And Bartee was the definition of a player willing to do more, learn more, grind more. Coaches later talked about that change like it was the perfect summary of who he was. All work ethic, no excuses. Bartee's Tigers run from 1996 to 1999 wasn't a straight line. It was the real baseball journey: adjustments, competition, trips to Toledo, and constant pressure. But here's what matters. Teams need players like this. A roster isn't just stars, it's a machine. And guys like Bartee are the parts that keep it running. Late inning, defense base running pressure, smart fundamentals, and clubhouse energy. If you've ever watched a team over 162 games, you know, those players matter. And then came the second chapter. One Tigers fans don't always connect to the first. Bartee returned to Detroit as a coach in 2021, eventually being named first base coach during that season. That job is perfect for his personality and skill set, teaching reads, jumps, base running IQ, and confidence. The stuff he lived. And by all accounts, he brought the same thing as a coach that he brought as a player: energy, care, and a real connection with the guys in the room. Kimera Bartee may not be the first name people bring up when they talk Tigers history, but he's absolutely part of the fabric. He represented the players who win with speed and effort, the players who accept hard challenges, like becoming a switch hitter, just to help the team, and later the coaches who pour that experience back into the next generation. If you enjoyed this deep dive Tigers bullpen story, drop a like, subscribe, and comment.